$1 million income in big tech without any technical background? Is that even possible? Well, let's find out. Hey everyone, my name is Hisham Khan and welcome to Income Over Outcome. Now it's been a minute since I last posted, but that's because I've been working on some really cool things for you all that I'm going to announce over the next few weeks. But for now, I'm back with new videos every single week. And if you keep up with my channel, then you know that people in big tech get paid some really high salaries. But a common misconception is to get those high salaries, you need to be doing something technical, like engineering. But that couldn't be further from the truth. The jobs I talk about in this video pay big bucks and are not technical. The top 3 can even pay close to $1 million. That's right, you'll have M's in your bank account. So let's talk about how you can get them. But first, I'm going to give you all a second to comment what your guess for the top 3 jobs are. Alright, ready? Now let's get into it. In 9th place are executive assistants. Now you might not think that ordering lunches and serving coffees pays a lot of money, but when you're doing it for executives in big tech, it can be pretty lucrative. Plus, there's so much more to the job than that. The whole purpose of an executive assistant is to help make their boss's life as easy as possible. So yeah, you might be doing things like booking travel, submitting expense reports, and scheduling meetings. But you also have the opportunity to do some way cooler things, like if an executive is absent, you might have to step up and help fill in for their role. Your job is essentially to do whatever it takes to make your boss happy. And while that isn't glamorous all the time, it's a great job for people who like to help others. You get the opportunity to work with some really smart people and understand your business at a level not many other people get to. You get to listen in on meetings where some of the greatest minds in our industries are sharing ideas and figuring out the future. Now, you don't necessarily need a college degree to become an executive assistant, but most of them have one. Executives need people who are super smart and independent. You also have to be super organized because you're probably going to have to handle a bunch of different things happening at once. And you have to make sure that everything is perfect the first time you do it. At Facebook, executive assistants average just under $100,000. But that's for all of their leadership. I'm sure Zuck's actual assistant earns way more than that. The more responsibilities you have and the higher level executive you work for, the more money you're going to earn. Now, if you're not jiving with becoming an executive assistant, I have more options for you. Coming in 8th place are customer success managers. You've probably noticed that over the last few years, tech companies have turned from selling you one-time software to selling you software on a subscription basis. Microsoft used to sell Office in a box, but now you have to subscribe to it. And from a business perspective, that's a genius, because it means that happy customers are going to constantly pay you every single month or every single year. But it also means that unhappy customers can walk away at any time. And that's why tech companies created customer success teams. Most customer success managers support softwares that are being sold to other businesses. They work to really understand new customers, help roll out software to them, and then proactively reach out if they think there's going to be any problems. So you probably get it by now. Customer success managers are all about keeping customers happy and making sure that cash is flowing in the door. The job is really people focused. You'll be talking to clients all the time and you have to understand what they want before they even explain it to you. You also have to be really good at problem solving. Before you become a customer success manager, you have to prove that you've built all these skills. So it's best that you have experience in another client-facing and problem-solving type role. So whether that's being an account manager for another company or working in something like consulting, which I spoke all about in this video over here. Now on average, customer success managers earn $139,000, but senior customer success managers can earn upwards of $180,000. So you'll be doing very well for yourself. Up next are tech headhunters. Now headhunters sounds like something you would call an assassin, but it's just a slang term for recruiters, or the people responsible for finding the talent at a company and going through the hiring process with them. Most recruiters start off hiring people for entry-level jobs, so they spend a lot of time on college campuses, at career fairs, and even messaging people on LinkedIn. But as you progress in your career, you get to recruit for higher level positions. There are even recruiters dedicated to hiring CEOs and other executives. Some recruiters even get paid a percentage of the salary of the person they're hiring, and that can lead to some pretty big bucks, but we'll touch on that in just a little bit. The best way to get a recruiting job out of college is to get an internship related to the field before you graduate. Almost every single big company I've worked at has had an internship program related to HR or recruiting. You don't need a specific degree, but anything that lets you hone in on your people and communication skills is going to help you out. And if you want to work in big tech, then you should also show that you're interested in the tech industry. vary. Some degrees I've seen work out for recruiting in big tech are computer or business majors mixed with a psychology minor. At Facebook, recruiters early on in their career earn around $117,000, but as you progress in your career, you can earn close to $300,000. That's more than what most doctors make, which isn't so bad if I say so myself. Now before we move on, do me a solid and hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed because I have so many more videos planned for you all. Coming at number 6 are roles in strategy and operations. This is the perfect job for those of you who like to think big picture but don't want to do anything technical. People in strategy and operations have a really strong understanding of the business landscape, and they use that knowledge to help figure out a long-term roadmap for where the business should end up, and they also help solve current problems that the business is facing. To get into strategy and ops, it's super important to have a business and analytical mind, and also prove that you're really good at problem solving. So of course a business degree could help, but degrees in things like analytics, operations research, and management science could really give you the upper hand. And lucky for you, I have videos talking about all of those degrees. So if you want to learn more about them, check out the links in my bio. Now the range of strategy and operations salaries is pretty wide, depending on what the actual role is and your years of experience. But the average strategy and operations manager at Google earns around $160,000. Holding the number 5 spot is product marketing. Marketing is a great field to choose if you're a creative person who likes to think outside of the box. That's because marketing is the backbone of a company. No matter how good a company's product or service is, they're not going to get anywhere unless they have solid marketing. That's why the best marketers get paid an insane amount of money. The first company that comes to mind when I think about marketing is Apple. They do such a good job at making us feel like their products are part of a whole lifestyle. I mean, chances are, if you own an iPhone, then you probably own a piece of AirPods and maybe even a MacBook. And it's not because their products are better than other companies out there. In fact, most of the time, they're way overpriced for what you're getting. But Apple's marketing makes us think their products are superior, which means we keep on buying from them. The marketers at Apple are geniuses. They know how to draw people in towards a product, think outside of the box, and make some super creative and visually appealing ads. Now, if you saw my video on the best business degrees, then you know that marketing in and of itself is pretty general, and most of the time, they don't equip you with real-life marketing techniques. All they do is talk about marketing concepts. Real marketing is learned through real-life experience. So if you want to break into marketing, the best thing you could do for yourself is get a marketing internship. I had one when I was in college, and I learned some really valuable things. On average, a person in marketing at Apple earns around $173,000, with some people earning over $300,000. So if you want to earn big bucks and maybe be responsible for the next tech gadget blowing up, then you might want to look into marketing. Now we're getting into the big money. You ever open up an app that just updated and you absolutely hate it? It's like none of the buttons are in the same spot, everything looks different, and in general, it's just more confusing than before. Well, that's because of the next job on this list. User experience designers. User experience designers do just what the name sounds like. They're responsible for designing every single thing that you see on your screen. Every single tech company needs good UX designers because without a good user interface, people are not going to use an app or website, no matter how useful it can be. User experience is another field that's great for creative people because you don't need to know super technical things like software engineering. All you need is to be experienced with design and understand what flows best for the customers. Most companies don't even require a degree in design, although that would probably help you. What they look for though is that you have a solid portfolio and have the experience that they need. Go to any tech company's website and you'll see a ton of openings for design, which goes to show just how important the field is, and it could also be pretty lucrative. Designers starting out at Amazon earn just over $100,000, but the more experience you have and the more specialized your role is, the more money you're going to earn. Some UX designers can earn over $700,000, which just goes to show you don't need a STEM degree to earn big money in tech. In third place is one of the most lucrative careers over the next decade: data scientists. I've talked about this in so many of my videos that you all should be experts in what data science is by now. But for all of you new people, Let me take a second to explain it. Companies like Google, Facebook, and TikTok are worth billions upon billions of dollars, but odds are most of us haven't given them a single penny. At their core, these companies are data collection companies, which is how they make money. The more time you and I spend on their platforms, the more data they can collect on us, our habits, what we like and what we don't like. They can use that data to send us super targeted ads, and advertisers pay them millions of dollars to get the right ads in front of the right people. They also use that same data to figure out what's going to keep us on their platforms longer, so they can keep feeding us content that we can't stop looking at and don't leave their apps. The more time we spend on their apps, the more ads we look at, and the more money they're gonna make. And that's just one example. Nowadays, every single company in every industry uses data to grow their business. And the people who can actually understand and use that data have arguably the most valuable skill set on the planet. After all of that data collection means nothing if you don't know how to use it. It's possible to work with data with just a bachelor's degree in a data-related field, and those entry-level jobs in big tech will earn you around $110,000. But for high-level jobs, companies look for a ton of experience or a master's degree. Some even look for a PhD in data science, but it's well worth it because a top data scientist at Google can earn upwards of $700,000. That's like 14 times what the average American earns. In second place are product managers, which are like the glue of a tech company because without them, it would be impossible for tech companies to launch new products. They mesh all the different teams working on a product together to make sure everything is done on time and up to the right standards. I've said this in the past, but think about it. Just to make this phone, so many different teams had to be involved. From the team who designed the actual phone, to the engineering team who built everything inside, to the UX team who made the actual OS. There has to be one person who oversees all those teams to make sure everything is being done on time and they're all collaborating like they need to. And that person is a product manager. They definitely don't need to be technical experts, but they should have some technical knowledge because they work with all these technical teams and they have to understand how everything works. Now this is a pretty involved role with a lot of responsibility. So companies like to hire people who have experience in consulting, project management, or something similar. You can also start off as an associate product manager if you're early on in your career, and then work your way up to become an actual product manager. At big tech companies, product managers average $180,000, but that can go way up, with top product managers earning around $1 million. That's enough money to pay all of your taxes, buy a brand new Lambo, and still have double what the average lawyer makes. Think about that. And finally, the highest paying tech job is one you probably didn't think of: tech sales. Like I said earlier, tech companies are moving towards trying to get recurring revenue from customers, and part of that is selling people and businesses more software. People in tech sales match products to customers, and they get customers to buy not just a product, but actually buy into the company. Their goal is to build a Rolodex of customers who are loyal to the company and buy their products not just once, but over and over again. The most important thing to understand, and this is what makes tech sales so attractive, is that you'll get paid a percentage of every single deal you close. So the more deals you close, the more money you're going to make, and there's absolutely no limit. At Microsoft, for example, the base salary when you start out in sales is $83,000, but most people earn over $100,000 once you factor in their bonuses. And experienced sales reps at Microsoft can earn over $1 million. Whoever said a day job and college degree can't get you rich definitely doesn't know about these jobs. So thank you for watching. If you learned something from this video, make sure you hit that like button and are subscribed. Also, you'll probably enjoy one of these videos, so check them out. I'll see you next time, but until then, peace.